Good day, my name is James Ivan Inocentes and I am from BIT 2T FSMA. So for my final project from GE7 Ethics, I will be going to report or discuss to you one of my topic or chosen topic, which is abortion. And I will gonna show to you the reality of abortion in the Philippines. So first of all, abortion is a reality for Filipino women. The illegality of abortion has not deterred Filipino women from inducing unsafe abortion. It has only made it dangerous for them, where estimates in 2012 shows that 610,000 women resorted to abortion. Over 100,000 women were hospitalized and 3 women die every day due to unsafe abortion complication. So, in the Philippines, yung abortion po is very common na nangyayari in our daily lives. And in just this August, Maria, this is like a short story. Maria, not her real name, a 21-year-old rape victim who became pregnant as a result of the rape with a child with dwarfism condition, died a day after giving birth due to childbirth complication. Her mother lamented that her daughter might be alive today had her daughter been able access to safe and legal abortion. So, due to some cases na mga nangyayari like rape victims, hindi po natin maiiwasan or hindi po natin masisisi na yung mga taong biktima ay nagka-come up na magpa-abort because of these things happen. I have interviewed many poor women who divulge risking their health and lives by self-inducing abortion using catheters or dispensing drug without proper dosage and supervision, eventually suffering complication. So technically, the reality of abortion rate here is not really among of the women or Filipino women, hindi nila alam kung ano yung proper abortion. And dito sa bansang Pilipinas, we don't tolerate this kind of unsafe process by aborting child. Proceeding to my report, views, religion, and abortion. The 2004 National Survey on Abortion showed that nearly 90% of those who induce abortion are Catholic. Regardless of church teaching, Filipino women still resort to abortion, with the poor, rural, and young women being the most vulnerable to safe-induced and safe abortion. Madaming cases ng pag-abort ang nangyayari dito sa Pilipinas na walang proper medication, hindi siya right process, kaya nagre-result po ng madaming cases din ng pagkamatay. Even with RA 8344, the problem in the past years and until now is that some medical healthcare providers deny life-saving procedures even in cases in intrauterine fetal death where therapeutic abortion is needed to save the life of the woman. I will be going to tackle as well the abortion and law. So, sa bansang Pilipinas, of course, napag-uusapan sa Senado ang abortion and the law. Ibig sabihin, may batas na katumbas ang mga ginagawang illegal abortion. The current criminal law on abortion is an outdated colonial law that violates the right to health and life of the Filipino woman. It was direct translation of the old Spanish Penal Code of 1870s that used to criminalize abortion. In the time of the Spanish friars and conquistadors, without knowing the full consequences of such a harsh and restrictive law, our Congress enacted the criminal provision in our revised Penal Code of 1930. Denying women access to safe and legal abortion is a means to control women's body. Propagating subordination of women where women's decision, including personal decision related to pregnancy and childbirth, are totally disregarded. Allowing penal provision imposed on women who induce abortion and those who assist them to prevail in the Philippine law based on religion standards violate the constitutional guarantee of non-established of the religion. Denying access to safe and legal abortion is a public health issue. So, commonly, yung mga nagpapa-abort, those are people na madalas walang education, walang proper education, even family planning. So, sa cases dito sa Pilipinas, of course, masasabi natin na commonly, teens or mga kabataan ang may mga cases ng pag-abortion. And it's not tolerated. And it should not be tolerated due to our law process as well. So, we need to address the prevailing inequality besetting poor women serving this social justice concern will contribute to greatly reducing maternal deaths and more DT related to self-induced unsafe abortion. Okay. For the final part of my report, gusto ko lang pong mag-educate or gusto ko lang pong mag-share somehow ng facts bakit nagkakaroon ng abortion. Sabi nga po dito, because of the poor lives or gawa po ng kahirapan, nagagawa po ng mga kabataan or ng ibang mga babae ang magpa-abort dahil wala po silang kakayanan na buhayin ang batang nasa kanilang sinapupunan. And of course, I don't see any problem with their decision. But of course, because of the law and because of the cases happening right now here in the Philippines, hindi pa din po siya ina-allowed. And I think the lesson that I learned with my topic today is that I will be more educated. I will be needing to search or of course pag-aralan yung mga bagay na makakatulong in the near future. And if in any case na meron akong friends, family na may same cases or magkakaroon ng same cases, of course, I won't tolerate and instead will support the childbirth and will guarantee that we will gonna continue educating people in our surroundings, not only in my family, of course, with my friends and common friends as well. So in this report, I think this is the best time to say that we are not yet open. Philippine country is not yet ready or open to legalize abortion. And up until now, the present, we still learning or pinag-aaralan pa din po ng ahensya ng Pilipinas o ng Pilipinas kung paano ma-avoid ang abortion. And up until now, we are continuing the battle between abortion. So, I think that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for listening and you have a great one. Again, my name is Ivan or James Ivan Inocentes from BIT2T FSMA. Thank you so much.